The world economy is collapsing. But the good news is the number one investment that everybody in the world can afford is silver. Everybody. And that's the good news. But will most people buy it? No, they'll save money instead. And they'll save money in spite of the fact that they're printing trillions of it. So our guest today is Silver Slayer, and he comes from the great state of Ohio. And he's a silver enthusiast, so we're going to interview him as to why he thinks silver. I mean, that's pretty narrow bandwidth there, silver. You know, most people are into stocks, bonds, mutuals, and all this stuff, but why silver? So anyway, welcome to the program, Mr. Slayer.
Nice to have you, and thank you so much. I appreciate this opportunity.
Well, thank you. And the thing, what I thought was funny, after I invited you on, you did this spectacular, I don't know what you call it, a podcast, but you called me a celebrity, and I started cracking up. Because,
you are?
Well, I don't think I am. Do I think I'm a celebrity?
No, you texted me and you said, am I a celebrity?
I mean, you are in the investing world, so.
Well, in the silver world especially.
Yeah.
So anyway, let me ask you this. A young guy like you, how did you get turned on to silver?
I don't know. It clicked from the beginning. I kind of started researching various different things, even going as far as real estate, but something about silver clicked. It started with gold, and I think with most people, gold's the mascot, and then they hear about this more affordable, more opportunistic investment, which is silver, and it clicked right away. I found the silver stacking community on YouTube and kind of just went down that rabbit hole. And it's probably been about 2014 when I really started stacking.
And the reason I say it's the number one, I mean, let's say I can buy today even a silver eagle or a silver buffalo or silver bar, and I'm paying about 20 to 25 bucks. Now, everybody in the world can afford 20 to 25 bucks, but very few people know about it. And so that's why I think this is a very important Rich Dad radio show, because it's about the number one investment everybody in the world can afford as the whole world economy collapses on top of you. So let me ask you this. So what do you like about silver? Because I know why I like it. I'll go into that.
There's a million things. I mean, I call it the perfect investment. Even back in like biblical times, they thought silver was magical. Silver can purify water. You put silver in milk, it keeps the milk fresh longer. You know, it responds to other metals like nothing else. You know, it's the most highly conductive metal for thermal conductivity, electricity, even light sensitivity. It's scarce, but it's more for me lately the industrial sector, not only the monetary like a lot of people focus on, but the industrial sector.
Right.
We need so much silver heading forwards. The Green New Deal just started. We exceeded 1.112 billion ounces this year alone. How many billions of ounces by the year 2030? But we could barely keep up with that demand already. I mean, solar panels increasing, electric vehicles by the year 2030, every automobile company. Where's that silver going to come from? We don't have enough. And I think for me, my stance is I think that's really what's going to take the price forwards is the lack of silver. But also including that with the monetary side of things, I mean, nothing else makes as much sense.
Boy, you are enthusiastic, Mr. Slayer.
I'm passionate. I mean, I try to reach the person that's never even invested a single dollar. You know, that's my goal.
And I enthusiastically support what you do. At Rich Dad, we have the definition of intelligence is, if you agree with me, you're intelligent. So you're a very intelligent young man. FYI, if I could correct something, I thank you for calling me a celebrity, but you can ask Sarah, that's not why I do it. I think I do it for the same reason you do what we do. We have to educate people.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, and I really like that as well. You know, I say celebrity because you really are in the investing world of, I can't imagine how many people you got into the world of silver. I mean, I get emails all the time. You know, I started stacking silver because I have a very small channel, you know, compared to your platform. I'm sure you've saved so many people's lives. I mean, it's true though. You know, we're talking about financial security and putting our money into something that holds its value. It's pretty important. So.
Well, really, we're saving them from financial stupidity. That's the reason you buy silver, you know what I mean? So let me give a little bit of my background really quick, because you said I'm kind of new to this. I'm not new to this. I became a silver bug in 1964.
Oh, wow. Right. Wow. Right.
Yeah. So you're saying,
That's
okay.
funny.
And the reason I was 17 years old in 1964, I was holding up a dime. And then the dime had copper on it. I'm like, shit's going on here. And I didn't know this at the time, because I'm only 17 years old. I'm a surfer kid, flunking out of high school and all this. I was looking at this dime going, and then I saw the quarter had copper around it. And then back then we had $50, and I saw this copper around it. I'm going, something's on here. But it took me years to find out later on that I was looking at Gresham's Law. And Gresham's Law states when bad money enters the system, good money goes into hiding. So at 17 years old, I used to caddy, I go and take golf club, carry golf clubs around, and I'd go to my bank and I would buy silver dimes and quarters, not nickels. And then I'd look for all the ones with a copper on them, and I'd throw it back in the bag and take it back to the bank, but I kept all the silver coins. Again, that's Gresham's Law. And the reason I like what you're saying, Mr. Silver Slayer, is that Gresham's Law is in full force right now. Bad money is pumping into this system, and all these idiots, it's called financial stupidity, they're saving dollars. You got to be kidding me. And they're printing so much money. And the beauty of silver, let me say it again, everybody in the world can afford $20, or you can afford a dime. You can go to a coin store and say, I'd like a 1963 dime. You might pay $1 for it. But that's how stupid people are. They don't realize that silver has not only been an industrial metal, but it's also a monetary metal. It's been used as, payments for years and years and years. So I was 17 years old, I'm going to that. And it took me to 1972 when, after Nixon took the dollar off the gold standards, and now what's going on there? And if you read my books, I talk about flying. I was a Marine pilot in Vietnam. I flew behind enemy lines because the NVA, North Vietnamese Army, overran the position of the gold mine. But I was such a gold bug, I flew behind enemy lines and tried to negotiate gold at a better price. And back then, gold was it went from 35 to 50. And I write about it. I'm standing in front of this little woman, Vietnamese woman with red teeth because they chewed betel nuts. And my co-pilot and we're both college graduates. And I said, I'll take gold at a discount. She just looked at me. I said, it was 35 to 50. I thought maybe she'd sell it to me for 40. So here's this woman. I doubt she went to Harvard, and I don't think she had an economics degree, but she was schooling two Americans who had no idea what spot meant. So what does spot mean to you, Mr. Slayer?
Spot price.
What does that mean to you?
Spot price is what the price of silver is. Actually, spot price is irrelevant. If you want to get real deep, spot price is irrelevant, but that's what the set price of silver is at any point throughout the day. But premiums nowadays kind of erase what spot price is.
You get in too deep on this thing. Because look, I'm a U.S. Marine. Marines aren't the brightest matches in the box. I just keep it simple. Spot is the price of that product all over the world. Mm-hmm. So that's why I've always recommended gold and silver, because it's universal. It's global money. Also, gold and silver are God's money. It wasn't printed by the Federal Reserve Bank or the Bank of England or the Bank of Tokyo. Gold and silver were put here by God. I'm not really religious, but they're on the periodic table of elements, I forget what's gold something and silver 74 or something like that. So that's why I recommend gold and silver. But it took me to 1972 standing in front of this little Vietnamese woman in front of her gold. And that wasn't a gold mine, but she was the vendor for the mine. And she goes, spot. And I was doing my best to negotiate the thing down, because if she's behind enemy lines, I should get a discount. And she could give a shit. And that's when I became a gold bug and a silver bug. Anyway, that's kind of my story. So I'm not an FNG, fucking you guy to this whole thing. I'm hardcore, and I'm always on Lear Capital saying I recommend silver and things like that. And I think it's the biggest bargain. Again, this is October 2022. It's still about $20. I was buying silver at $50. Everything else has gone up. Even gold's gone up. But silver stays depressed. And if you don't take advantage of this, they're idiots, wouldn't you say?
Yeah. I mean, it's honestly insane. Like if we could fast forward in the future, or even back in time, and say, this is what's going on in the economy right now, yada, 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 the dollar. What do you think silver's price is? And I'm sure everyone would say it's probably $100, $200, $300, but it's not. On paper it should be, but then you could go into manipulation or whatever's going on. But in my opinion, you can't throw dollars no matter how many dollars you throw at silver or throw against silver is going to be able to stop the inevitable.
And there's one more big thing about silver: it's consumed.
Yeah.
Gold is not consumed. It's stored. They stack they stack gold. They burn silver. Yeah. Am I correct on that?
Yeah, gold is a monetary. It's used for jewelry, coins, bars, a little bit in electronic. I used to scrap gold out of cell phones, but silver is mainly used in the industrial world. It's used for everything, solar panels, electric vehicles, 5G towers, silver lithium-ion batteries, everything. There's even colloidal silver in the medical world. And I can't imagine, I always say Elon Musk is like the mascot. Imagine a day where Elon Musk comes out and says, we have to cut down the amount of Tesla production because we don't have enough silver, or the Green New Deal has to, get prolonged or something because we don't have enough silver. And that would be the reality. And that silver is literally what's going to save the planet. I mean, we're talking about global warming and climate change, but where are we going to find the silver to make these solar panels at this rate? It's not realistic. And that's the craziest part about this,
all this. So macro silver is being depleted. It's used for the Green New Deal. The question is, can you get any of it? And that's what we'll go into right now, because as I tweeted, you quoted me, as I called my gold and silver guy, I've been dealing with him for 25 years. He says, I can't get silver. When we come back, we'll be talking about what's going on in the silver market and why, in my opinion and Slayer's opinion, that silver is the best investment October 2022, as the world economy collapses and you don't buy silver around $20 an ounce, you're the biggest loser of all. We'll be right back.